Even 8 years after it happened, one of Blue Blood's most shocking and abrupt character deaths continues to spark controversy and, in some fan circles, outright outrage. At the center of the storm is Linda Reagan, the wife of Detective Danny Reagan, whose off-screen death between seasons 7 and 8 remains one of the series' most polarizing decisions. The show, long celebrated for its unique blend of police procedural and family drama, built its identity around the Reagan family's close-knit dynamic. That formula made cast exits more difficult than on most cop shows, and no departure hit harder than Linda's. Linda Reagan's death, sudden, off-screen, and still unsettling. Linda Reagan, played by Amy Carlson, had been a fixture of Blue Bloods since the pilot. A mother, a nurse, and the heart of the Reagan household, Linda wasn't a cop, but she was a crucial part of the family that viewers came to love. Her compassion, strength, and commitment to her family grounded the show in a way that few other characters could. That's why her disappearance in Season 8 was so jarring. There was no farewell episode, no dramatic build-up, and no screen time for Linda's final moments. Instead, viewers were told, after a time jump, that Linda had died in a tragic helicopter crash while transporting a patient. The news came without warning, leaving fans stunned and confused. Her final appearance had been in the Season 7 finale, The Thin Blue Line, where she appeared healthy and happy. By the time Season 8 began, she was simply gone. No flashbacks. No emotional send-off. Just grief, secondhand, from a shell-shocked Danny Reagan, and from millions of blindsided fans. The real reason Amy Carlson left, and why it hurt the show. In interviews following the premiere of Season 8, Amy Carlson confirmed that she had not chosen to leave the series. Instead, her contract expired between seasons, and CBS opted not to renew it. Carlson later stated she was not invited back and was disappointed by the way her exit was handled. "I could have shown the death," Carlson told Deadline. "It would have been nice for the fans to see her demise, to be a participant in it, for the fans to have a way to grieve, to move through it." That lack of participation, both for Carlson as an actor and for the audience as loyal viewers, is what made Linda's death feel particularly cruel. There was no catharsis, no resolution. Fans weren't just grieving a character, they were left grieving an absence. Carlson's forced departure also meant that the cast had no chance to prepare. Even Donnie Wahlberg, who played Linda's husband, was reportedly unaware that she wouldn't be returning until well into production. The lack of closure reverberated not only through the fanbase, but also through the fictional Reagan family itself, damaging the emotional continuity the show had worked so hard to build. A dark fan theory: was Linda Reagan murdered? The manner of Linda's death, a helicopter crash while on the job, felt suspiciously convenient to some fans, particularly given its abruptness and off-screen nature. That led to a much darker theory: what if Linda Reagan was murdered? This fan theory, though never confirmed by the show, gained traction in online forums. According to some, Linda's death might not have been an accident. The idea posits that the helicopter crash was staged, orchestrated by a criminal seeking revenge on Danny Reagan or the NYPD at large. After all, Danny's work had put his family in danger before, and if the crash was no accident, it could have been part of a calculated attack. Some even suggested that Linda's death was the result of a larger conspiracy or cover-up that the show never explored, perhaps as a narrative thread left dangling due to the real-world complications of Carlson's sudden exit. While there's little canonical evidence to support the theory, it speaks volumes about how dissatisfied viewers were with the official explanation. When fans are left without closure, speculation, no matter how grim, often fills the void. A lingering legacy, and a chance for redemption? Blue Bloods never truly recovered from Linda Reagan's exit. Though the show continued for several more seasons, and even now is preparing for a spin-off, Boston Blue, starring Donnie Wahlberg's Danny Reagan, Linda's absence remained a lingering emotional wound. Her death affected not just the fictional family, but the real-life fandom that had followed the show for years. In many ways, it marked a turning point, a reminder that even the most family-oriented shows are subject to the unforgiving realities of television production. As for Amy Carlson, She moved on to other projects but has remained gracious and respectful toward the fans who still mourn her character. Many still call for flashbacks or alternate universe returns, hoping for a more meaningful goodbye. But unless CBS changes course, Linda's fate appears sealed, an off-screen tragedy that still casts a long shadow over Blue Bloods. Conclusion: 8 years later, the death of Linda Reagan is still a raw point for Blue Bloods fans, not just because she died, but because of how she died. It wasn't the kind of heroes and the character deserved, nor the emotional farewell fans expected. Instead, it was a decision born of business, executed with barely a footnote, and justified only by a vague off-screen accident. It was a goodbye that never felt like goodbye, and that's why, for many fans, it still hasn't ended at all.